Just walk on by. Wait on the corner.
Berlin Husky.
On the wings of a snow white dove.
Patsy Cline. Conway Twitty. Jim Reeves.
Put your sweet lips a little closer.
Tammy Wynette.
To the phone.
And the one and only collection is the original recording, no re-records, and they're all digitally remastered for the best sound ever.
Don't go on Wolverton Mountain.
You walk by and I fall to pieces.
So call now to enjoy the classic country collection on 6 CDs. If it's not the best country collection you've ever heard, just send it back for a full refund. Plus, use your credit card and you'll get this Hank Williams album free, featuring 25 of his legendary hits. So call now to enjoy the classic country collection on 6 CDs. Plus, use your credit card and get your free Hank Williams bonus album. That's 115 country hits in all. So don't wait. Call the number on your screen now.
Well, Travell Wharton being helped off the field. He has really had his hands full this afternoon with John Abraham. So the Carolina Panthers' depth on the line will be, it'll be either exposed or it will shine this afternoon, because it looks like they'll be without Travell Wharton for at least a short time. There's a rookie behind him at that left tackle spot, Rashad Butler, their third rounder out of Miami. We can't tell who's on the field at this point taking over for Wharton.
Yeah, that's never good, though. Whenever you get the backup guy in there.
It looks like Jeff Hangartner, who's also the backup center, is taking over at Wharton's left tackle spot.
And actually, no, that's Mike Wall out there that moved from left guard to left tackle.
Wow.
You got to have a veteran guy over there with a guy like Abraham.
So they moved the Pro Bowler over to try to handle Abraham. That ball was bounced. That looked like an immaculate reception type of bounce that it took on impact.
And guess who the guy is that almost made the catch? John Abraham. They double teamed him over there, and he couldn't get to the quarterback, but then he drops back and almost catches that ricochet, and Abraham's been all over the field.
Well, the Panthers just have to figure out a way to keep their offense on the field a little bit longer once we get into the second half of this game.
And they've got to be able to throw the ball. That's something that they haven't gotten going today is any kind of passing attack.
Allen Rossum back. Boy, and Atlanta fortunate that that one bounced into the end zone. But John Abraham has been such a big difference maker in this, his Falcons debut. He was thrilled for the opportunity to come back to the South after his years in New York. 10.5 sacks last year with the Jets. He has been a force today.
He has. You see him running down Deshaun Foster on the backside and then using his speed rush to get to Jake Delhomme and almost causing a fumble. And then the last play on third down, even though he gets double teamed, he almost comes up with an interception off of that ricochet. You know, that's what he said he wanted to do. He just wanted to come in and fit in, be part of this defense. He said all the pieces are here. They've got great cover guys. They've got big Grady Jackson inside the run stopper, and he just wants to do his part, and he's done it so far this first half.
A dramatically improved Atlanta run defense has given Vic and the offense an opportunity to be on the field most of the afternoon. Warwick done for a gain of 4. Let's go down to Jay Glazer.
Well, guys, your opinion on John Abraham certainly counts, but Patrick Kearney's may count a little bit more. And I asked Patrick, what's different about him than everybody else? And Patrick said, I talk to defensive ends all throughout the league. I study them constantly. I talk to Strahan all the time. Nobody in the NFL is nearly as athletic playing that position as John Abraham. Abraham also told me the one thing I wanted when I came to a new place is that the people there didn't lie to me. He felt the Jets lied to him about certain things. He loves life down here in Atlanta. Back to you.
Loving life on that carry is Warwick Dunn, up for a first down before being tackled by Adam Seward, who is in for the injured Dan Morgan. A gain of 8 for the 3-time Pro Bowler. That running game of the Falcons just continues to click this afternoon, JC.
You know, this offensive line is doing a good job, and you know, a lot of talk about their techniques and the way they block, the zone cut blocking scheme, and they've done a good job. And what they want to do is just get into the heads of those defensive linemen and make them hesitate, and it looks like that's exactly what's happening. They're just a step slow.
Timeout on the field with Atlanta's running game on the move again. 2-minute warning in Carolina.
Hi, you're watching NASN, the home of North American sports. Did you know NASN also has at their online shop the widest range of authentic North American sports merchandise around? NASNEurope.com for the biggest brands in sports merchandising. Now, it's my pleasure to bring to you a very special baseball product from First Base International. It's for the kid, and the kid in you are these fabulous bat and ball sets with logos of your favourite Major League Baseball teams. And what I really enjoy about these is the amazing wood look. Amazingly, it's actually made of foam. Enjoy the squishy, fun feel of this officially MLB licensed bat at the beach, at the park. It doesn't matter, anywhere. And the big bonus, the kids won't be able to bust up the table and you won't be able to smash up office equipment, no matter how hard you try. It's the perfect gift. Oh, and just a reminder, you can buy these First Base International products and more at NASNEurope.com.
Some people think the internet is a good thing. The most powerful educational tool the world has ever known. It's preserving our history, keeping the past alive forever. It's the only place where freedom of speech truly exists. Some people think the internet is a good thing. What do you think?
This September, the NASN Viewer's Choice is giving you the chance to choose which top game you want to see NASN broadcast on Tuesday, September 12th, late night at 1. Choose between Game 1, Padres versus Reds, Game 2, Rangers versus Tigers, and Game 3, Royals versus Indians. To vote, simply log on to NASN.com and choose the game you want to watch, and tune in on Tuesday, September 12th to see the winning game live. The NASN Viewer's Choice.
Feels good to be back. I missed you. Relax your mind, let your conscience be free. You're now rolling with the sounds of the BBE. You know what time it is. Report to the dance floor.
It's been the same old Atlanta running game. That's good news for the Falcons. It's been a brand new Falcon defense. That's also good news for Atlanta. Speaking of running game, here's Warrick Dunn for a big gainer across midfield and finally tackled at the 40-yard line by Mike Minner. A gain of 24, 1st and 10 Atlanta.
And again, a good job by this offensive line, just sliding and then just zone blocking and then allowing a little crease. You see him just slide to the right, they zone block, and there's the hole right there for Warrick Dunn. And you can see a little guy, he just squirts through it. Now he explodes through it. It's tough to see Warrick Dunn. I'm almost like a Barry Sanders type. I remember playing against him, and by the time you saw the guy, he's already right up on you. And with that quickness, he's by you.
On 1st and 10 now, Jarius Norwood in the backfield. The ball's loose, fumbled, picked up by Algie Crumpler. Right at the right place at the right time.
Well, they said they had some new wrinkles in this offense and they were going to maybe run the option, but that's not the way they wanted to run it. And Norwood here, rookie, you got to take care of the ball. It's Justin Griffith actually, and that ball just comes out of there. It's his first carry, and luckily it bounces right to Algie Crumpler. Picks it up and gains a few more yards. That's not the way a play is designed.
No,
Matt.
that's like the old Dave Casper in the end zone kicking it around for Pete Banaszak in San Diego play. That's certainly nothing that you work on during the exhibition season. Warrick Dunn back in the game in the backfield with Vick now. So after the near disaster on the Griffith carry, 2nd and 4 for Atlanta. Vick's on the move. Tackled shy of the 1st down.
And that's the first time, Matt, that we saw the option. And this is their version of the option. They're going to run it. It's more like a pass type of a deal. You're going to see Vick is just going to come and fake the pass. And now if they're on him, he's going to throw the ball outside to Warrick Dunn. That's their version of the option. It's not going to look like the old college option where he just runs right down the line of scrimmage.
That's as close to an option play, I suppose, as one would see in the National Football League. And, you know, there's been so much discussion about will the Falcons come out on opening day and run the option play? A lot of the detractors say, how can you have your franchise guy out there that vulnerable running the option with the big hitters in the NFL? You know, whenever they do run it, certainly Jim Moore and his offensive coordinator Greg Knapp, they're not going to put Michael in a spot where he's going to get hurt.
But that's what he does best. He's a playmaker. He's used to running the football, and they're going to give him some opportunities.
Visa halftime coming up. Kurt, Terry, Howie, and Jimmy have scores and highlights from around the league. Some upsets in the making early in week one. New Orleans has an early lead in Cleveland. A big Cincinnati machine has a lead in Kansas City. And again, we'll have all the scores and highlights on the Visa halftime show. 3rd and 2. Approaching 30 seconds remaining in the half. Play action to Dunn. Vick on the move again. And the pass is caught, complete to Michael Jenkins for an Atlanta touchdown. A 34-yard touchdown play. Atlanta gets into the end zone first this afternoon.
And again, this is all done because of Michael Vick and his ability to run the ball. They get him outside on the boot, and now Carolina thinks he's going to run the ball. Watch Michael Vick. He's going to get outside on this boot, and he's going to fake like he's going to run the ball. And at the last second, when Carolina, all the white jerseys come up on him, you can see right there, everybody's coming up on him. Now he just dumps it off to Jenkins for the touchdown.
The Michael Caine PAT is through. And Atlanta, after holding the football for much of the first half, gets onto the scoreboard via touchdown for the first time today.
And again, they want to get him to the edge. And watch all the guys from Carolina. Once he pulls that ball down, Thomas Davis comes up, Rucker comes up, Mentor comes up, and now he just drops the ball right there to Michael Jenkins, who's wide open. And now he just beats one guy, and he runs into the end zone because everybody is thinking Mike Vick is going to run the ball. And that shows the maturity also that Michael Vick is starting to become more of a playmaker. He's not just either I'm going to throw it, or if I don't, I'm going to run it. Now he's keeping his eyes up and down the field, and if somebody comes open at the last second, he can see him and throw the ball to him.
It's a quick 80 yards by the Atlanta Falcons offense. The big run by Warrick Dunn and the big touchdown reception by Michael Jenkins. So the Carolina offense will have 28 seconds. We'll see if they try to put something together late here to get themselves into field goal position at the very least. D'Angelo Williams returned to kick for a touchdown during the preseason. He is tackled here short of the 20-yard line. Tonight, Fox Sunday is back with an all-new season premiere lineup. The shows you've been waiting for: The Simpsons, American Dad, Family Guy, and The War at Home. The new fall season starts first tonight at 8, 7 Central, only on Fox. TiVoing the Family Guy premiere as we speak. Boy, total yardage, time of possession, all heavily skewed for the visitors today.
And for Carolina, they're just getting no big plays. They are sorely missing Steve Smith. They've got nobody outside with that kind of playmaking ability that can turn a short catch into a big game.
And it does not look as though the Panthers are going to try anything prior to half, much to the chagrin of this crowd dressed in white this afternoon. Panthers have spent a timeout here. You can understand the timeout if they're going to take a shot.
Yeah, and that actually is called by the Falcons, not the Panthers.
Okay.
Atlanta wants to, if they're going to just try to run it up in there and run the clock out, Coach Moore is going to use his timeouts, and maybe they get a fumble or something out of there. There's been a lot of weird things that's happened over the years when teams have tried to run the clock out at the end of a half or end of a game.
So the Falcons change personnel packages here. 15 seconds to half.
Dunn just going in a little bit early and get his head start on halftime. But again, going back to this Carolina offense, they just have no plays. Nobody's made a big play for them. They need somebody to step up in the second half and do something big.
Jake's looking downfield on 2nd and 9, and he's got a wide open target. That's Drew Carter starting in place as Steve Smith. Well, they sure sandbagged an announcer. It looked like Carolina was simply going to run out the clock.
Well, they said, well, if Atlanta, you're going to take your timeouts and try to force us to punt the ball away, well, we're going to go down the field and we're going to go for it. And those are the kind of plays they have. They can't be conservative now. They're down by 10 points. They haven't done anything offensively the entire first half. And they've got to take some shots down the field. And Drew Carter's really their only speed guy right now with Steve Smith out. Keyshawn and Kerry Colbert, they're more possession type guys. And you know, that's why Steve Smith is so valuable. Everybody thinks that he just goes deep all the time. But what he does is he catches the short passes, and he's strong enough to break tackles, and yards after the catch is big for him. He had over 800 of his total yards after contact and after the catch. And that's what they've got to get. They've got to get some big plays out of these guys outside.
That was the Panthers' first down play of the quarter. The big pass by Drew Carter. This pass is received by Kerry Colbert for another first down for Carolina. A gain of 12 on the play with 3 seconds left in the half.
And now you've got to go to the end zone. Now you've got to try to use the length of Drew Carter, who's a tall guy. Keyshawn Johnson's got those long arms. Hopefully you can get him down into the end zone and throw that ball up and let him go get it.
You know, Jake Delhomme told us yesterday that when you get into the red zone, Keyshawn Johnson gets a lot taller, but they are not even close to the red zone here.
The problem is they better block that guy right there, John Abraham.
John Abraham penetrates again, and a very fitting final salvo to the first half in Carolina. The John Abraham show on defense.
Didn't I just tell them to block that guy?
An impressive first half in the 06 opener for the Atlanta Falcons. Dunn and Vick on offense, and John Abraham and company have really stuffed Jake Delhomme and the Carolina offensive unit. We'll be back from Bank of America Stadium in Charlotte right after this.
Is this the help desk?
Yes, sir.
I need help with this.
What is it?
It's my invention.
What's wrong with it?
Nothing.
So what's the problem?
Everyone's going to want one.
I see.
My company's small. This is huge.
You need to grow fast.
Exactly.
Can I see it?
Have a look.
Whoa.
Help desk.
Life takes Visa.
Live from Jacksonville with the Visa Halftime Report. Kurt Menefee along with Terry, Howie, and Jimmy. And Terry going without the jacket because he's ready for work, man. Let's get down in it.
Road lizard is what I am.
I don't know what a moat lizard is,
well,
but you know what?
Thing that goes across asphalt down the south.
He doesn't sell you insurance, does he?
No.
Okay, let's get to the highlights. Atlanta and Carolina.
Okay. All right, you knew this guy wasn't going to play. That's Steve Smith, great receiver for Carolina. Watches Michael Vick. Scrambling out, up, bounces back to the outside, 24-yard gain. Nice job there, Michael. That led to an Atlanta field goal, and you see the score right there is 3-all. Then, now it is 13-3 after a touchdown to Jenkins. It's 13-3 Atlanta over Carolina. That now at the half.
Elsewhere, New Orleans leads Cleveland. That game 9-0 in the halftime. Reggie Bush, 10 carries, 51 yards in that ball game. Seattle, only 6 points in the first half for the highest scoring offense in the league last year. They lead the Lions 6-3 in the third.
All right, Mario Williams, the number 1 draft pick of the Houston team, watches as his quarterback David Carr rolls right. Nice catch by Eric Mold. 25-yard touchdown reception, 7-0 Houston. Back come the Eagles. Play action by McNabb. Look left, gets the safety out of the middle, throws to the middle. Dante Stallworth, 42-yard touchdown reception. 14-10 Eagles over Houston. That at the halftime.
Eagles trying for just their 3rd win in the last 10 years in season openers. TV.
Carson Palmer, Herm Edwards. Actually, you know, this was the upset pick by our guy, Frank Caliendo. Frank, wake up. Rudy Johnson woke up. 22-yard touchdown run by Rudy. It is 17-3. It is the Bengals over Kansas City.
Caliendo on the roll. He took Cincy in that game.
Yeah, there you go, Frank. He's a smart guy. Brady and the Patriots host the Buffalo Bills. Brady hit by Takeo Spikes. Ball pops out. Fletcher picks it up. 5-yard touchdown, 7-0 Buffalo Bills. And then Anthony Thomas takes his handoff. Single back set. Off left tackle. Cuts it back up inside. Turns on the speed. All Buffalo 17-7 now in the third quarter.
Bills had lost 10 of 11 against the Patriots, but looking to turn that one around.
The Rams coach, Scott Linehan. Come on in, Coach. Good to have you. Welcome. Hope you have a good day. 1st and 10, Denver 34. Plumbers hit by Leonard Little. Fumbled. Ball picked up and recovered by Tino Isamoa.
There we
go. Baby. That's 3 turnovers in the first half for Denver now in the second quarter. 3rd and 3 from the Denver 27. Plummer throwing off the wrong foot. Can't do that. Step into it or don't throw it at all. Rookie corner Ty Hill. He picks it off, and that led to a Ram field goal. 12-7 Rams over the Denver Broncos.
I wonder what's going on between Baltimore and Tampa.
Well, I'm going to tell you right now. Steve McNair, hello. Welcome. Got a new home. Everybody likes a new house. 2nd and 13. Sims picked off by Chris McAllister. Returns it 60 yards. How far, Jimmy? You heard me. 60 yards. All Ravens. A new regime. McNair, don't worry about it. It's all right, Chris. Can reload. 17-0 Ravens over the Buccaneers.
Ravens trying to snap an 11-game road losing streak. And the Jets looking to get in the win column to start the new Eric Mangini regime. 1-yard touchdown run by Kevin Barlow is the difference in a 13-0 lead so far. All right, Howie, Michael Vick and the Atlanta Falcons going into Carolina. And Vic, you impressed so far?
Yeah, I'm impressed. I'm impressed with that football team, particularly coming off of that beating they took from Carolina last year. Michael Vick being Michael Vick, 4 rushes for 24 yards, you say no big deal. But add to that the bootlegs. You've got a defense that's been chasing him around the entire first half. They're on the field far too long. Warrick Dunn is tearing it up as a byproduct of holes that are opened up by the presence of Michael Vick.
And you know what happened? What helps Michael Vick? Defense. John Abraham, he goes over there. Grady Jackson, the big Grady Jackson there, one of your guys, and Lawyer Malloy. They're playing good defense. Carolina's only got 89 yards total offense first half.
All right, guys, your fans are calling. You got to get out there and take care of them, all right? Second half from Charlotte coming your way. The Visa halftime report continues right after this.
I'm down 9 pounds.
For Wilson baseball gloves and much more, visit NASNEurope.com.
It's been all Atlanta in Carolina in the season opener, the big NFC South matchup that everybody's waited for. No Steve Smith. That has made certainly a difference for Carolina. They've had a number of 3-and-outs in this first half, whereas the Falcons have not gone 3-and-out at all to start the game.
Well, Michael Vick told us in our meetings that he was going back to being the old Michael Vick, and that's exactly what we saw in the first half. Made plays with his legs, he made plays with his arms, he was all over the field and improvising, and that was the thing that he brings to this offense. And then defensively, John Abraham all over the football field, creating havoc in the run game and the pass game, getting the big sack on Jake Delhomme at the end, and Atlanta thoroughly dominated on both sides of the ball.
Let's check in with Jay Glazer down on the sideline.
Well, guys, you think that maybe Jim Moore will be happy with the first half result. Not so. A very animated Moore told me at halftime, we cannot play like this, not come away with the points. We can't drop passes like we did down at the goal line. We can't miss kicks like that. He was not happy. Also want to note there, an injury note, they are retaping Patrick Kearney's elbow. They're going to give it a go, hope that he can go here in the second half. On the other side, head coach John Fox told me, doesn't think Travell Wharton will be back, doesn't think that Dan Morgan will be back. And as far as his team's concerned, he said, whatever we did in the first half, we just got to do the opposite. We're just not playing very well right now. Back to you.
Jay, thanks. Halftime numbers really skewed in favor of Atlanta. In fact, Atlanta has already outrushed their total in 2 complete games against Carolina last year, 159 yards on the ground. Atlanta has thoroughly dominated just about every offensive category.
They really haven't. Warrick Dunn with 90 of those. And whenever you can get your running game established, it's going to open up everything else for your offense.
For the latest in fantasy stats, log on to foxsports.com. Fantasy owners who maybe have played Warrick Dunn or Michael Vick. Michael Vick went late in a lot of drafts this year. I know that for fact. Again, log on to foxsports.com for a complete fantasy update today.
Are you one of those fantasy guys?
I went through a 12-step program to get out of every fantasy league I was in. It overwhelmed my life, JC. It was too much. So the Carolina offense will have an opportunity to turn things around as they take over here at the 20-yard line. 1st and 10 for Delhomme and company. Jake 6 for 10 for just 64 yards in the first half today. And they'll try to reestablish on the ground with Deshaun Foster, who gets past a couple of tacklers, up ahead for a gain of 6. Foster 10 attempts for 37 yards in the first half.
And it's been tough for Carolina to run the ball because of this big guy inside, Grady Jackson. Watch him get up the field. He's 360 pounds, just manhandling guys. And even though he didn't make that tackle, he disrupted Deshaun Foster and forced him to make a cut that he didn't want to make. And that's why this running game has had so many problems getting untracked.
Grady Jackson has been terrorizing buffets for 10 years in the National Football League. Hand off to Foster again. He bounces off a couple tackles and has a Carolina first down.
And that's just an example of a guy having to make a play. But again, Grady Jackson, watch him. Tough at the line of scrimmage. If he was about 320, he'd probably make this tackle right here, but he's about 360, and at least he's getting after him and forcing Deshaun outside. You see that ball almost is fumbled by Delhomme. They run into each other, and now Deshaun Foster just has to turn nothing into something and is able to turn it into a first down.
D'Angelo Williams now checks into the backfield with Delhomme on 1st and 10 from the 31. Play action, and Williams picks up a nice block, but Jake is still hit, and that ball's intercepted. A gift for D'Angelo Hall, who led the Falcons with 6 a year ago. There is a flag on the play, however.
They're going to get Abraham for roughing the passer on this.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, 55, a blow to the helmet. 15-yard penalty from the previous spot. First down.
And Abraham, again, they can't block this guy. And you're going to see him coming off the edge. Hoover blows by him again, and D'Angelo Williams, a rookie running back, tries to cut him, and you can see he gets that hand. He does hit Jake Delhomme in the head, and that's a tough call, though. Looks like it was on the shoulder pad and then kind of slid over to the head. It's going to bring that interception back, but I tell you what, Abraham, they have got to find a way to get Abraham blocked. They've tried to double team him. That didn't work in the first half, and you definitely can't put a rookie running back on it.
Again, Carolina had reshifted after Travell Wharton was removed. Mike Wall moved over to try to handle Abraham. This is Deshaun Foster now, and he's met near the line of scrimmage. A gain of maybe 2. Demario Williams in on the tackle for Atlanta. Really looks like John Fox is, through it all, for better or for worse, trying to establish his running game. They certainly did a lot of that in the first half to varying degrees of success, and a lot of running plays here to start their first possession in the second half.
Well, they're a power running team. That's what they are, and if they can't get the running game going, then they're in a world of trouble, especially without Steve Smith and a big play guy outside that can bail them out of a lot of situations.
Play action to Deshaun Foster. Brad Hoover picks up a nice block, and the pass is complete to Foster. Tackled, swarmed short of a first down. Keith Brooking made the first hit.
And again, this time, Atlanta leaves Hoover in right here to try to block on Abraham, and does a pretty good job. You see he's getting bull rushed right there, and Abraham is still able to get a lot of pressure on Jake Delhomme. They've just got to double team the guy. I mean, no matter who they put on him this afternoon, he's been able to beat the guy, and he's even beaten some double teams. But they've got to find a way to keep him out of the backfield, or Jake Delhomme doesn't have time to even look down the field to one of those wide receivers.
Carolina is 0 for 4 on third down conversions on the afternoon. Again, they were very good in that capacity last year. To Deshaun Foster, met immediately by you-know-who.
Wow. You talk about a big-time signing. This guy, he comes up the field. This time he comes under the blocks. Look at him, uses his quickness. He beats Jordan Gross right there, and he's in the backfield. What can you've got to double team the guy. I mean, you've got to now go back to the sideline, and you've got to restructure and say, hey, doesn't matter what we're trying to do, we've got to get him blocked, or we can't run anything. No pass plays, no run plays. He's blowing everything up.
Boy, this represents a potential big shift in the NFC South as Allen Rossum lets the kick bounce to the 6-yard line. That's where Vic and the Falcons offense takes over. John Abraham making a difference in Carolina today.
Hi, you're watching NASN, the home of North American sports. Did you know NASN also has at their online shop the widest range of authentic North American sports merchandise around? NSNEurope.com for the biggest brands in sports merchandising. Now, it's my pleasure to bring to you a very special baseball product from First Base International. It's for the kid, and the kid in you are these fabulous bat and ball sets with logos of your favorite Major League Baseball teams. And what I really enjoy about these is the amazing wood look. Amazingly, it's actually made of foam. Enjoy the squishy, fun feel of this officially MLB licensed bat at the beach, at the park. It doesn't matter, anywhere. And the big bonus, the kids won't be able to bust up the table and you won't be able to smash up office equipment, no matter how hard you try. It's the perfect gift. Oh, and just a reminder, you can buy these First Base International products and more at NASNEurope.com.
This September, the NASN Viewer's Choice is giving you the chance to choose which top game you want to see NASN broadcast on Tuesday, September 12th, late night at 1. Choose between Game 1, Padres versus Reds, Game 2, Rangers versus Tigers, and Game 3, Royals versus Indians. To vote, simply log on to NASN.com and choose the game you want to watch, and tune in on Tuesday, September 12th to see the winning game live. The NASN Viewer's Choice.
Well, maybe the Carolina special teams can help push Atlanta back at least to start drives. John Abraham has just taken over this ballgame.
And that's Dan Henning, the offensive coordinator for the Carolina Panthers. He's got to make some adjustments, and that's part of the NFL, not who can make adjustments, but who's willing to make adjustments, and they've got to do something to get Abraham blocked.
Warrick Dunn had a big first half rushing the football. He is met at the line of scrimmage on this instance, however. Julius Peppers there to make the stop for Carolina. 14 carries, 90 yards for the 3-time Pro Bowler in the first half.
And what they've got to do, Carolina, is depend on their defense now. And they've got to try to come up with a big turnover, a takeaway, or even put some points on the board themselves with their offense struggling the way it is.
2nd and 9 for Atlanta. Again, their worst starting field position of the afternoon. Again on the ground with Dunn, and a gain of maybe 2 on that play. Mike Minter came up from free safety to apply the stop. Warrick Dunn without T.J. Duckett in the backfield plans to see more opportunities, not only in non-red zone situations, JC, but he might be the short distance touchdown guy this year for this team as well.
Yeah, he'll be one of the short yardage goal line guys, and they only want to get him about 20 touches. He's already at 16 now. Jimmy Moore told us they don't want to wear him out in week 1.
They give him the ball again, and he's stopped. Atlanta goes 3 and out for the first time today. Chris Gamble made the stop along with Chris Jenkins, the big 340-pounder. Jenkins trying to come back from surgeries the past 2 years.
And Chris Jenkins here, that's what they've got to get from him. You see how quick he is off the ball and the strength, maintaining the line of scrimmage, and that makes Warrick Dunn indecisive. You can see he doesn't know where to go right here because Chris Jenkins is on their side of the ball, and that's what they need. This defense has to step up, and they made a good stop there on 3rd down.
Michael Kanan kicking it away from the end zone, and it's a shank job headed for the sidelines. Gamble has a return across midfield. Great starting field position for Carolina when we come back. Can the Panthers offense get it going? They trail by 10.
It's no fun when you can't sleep. Time seems to stand still. You just can't switch off. And it feels like you're the only one. But you don't have to put up with it. Nitol can help you drift off into a natural sleep. So you wake up refreshed in the morning. Good mornings follow a good Nitol.